Have you ever imagined that a familiar fruit, something you've eaten your whole life, could silently increase your risk of stroke overnight? I understand that might sound extreme, but as a neurologist, I've witnessed far too many older adults arrive at the emergency room early in the morning, unable to speak, unable to stand, or showing signs of partial paralysis. And what breaks my heart the most is this: most of them truly believed they were living a healthy lifestyle. They didn't smoke, they didn't drink alcohol, they ate plenty of fruits every day. But what they, and perhaps even you, don't realize is this: after the age of 60, certain fruits that seem good for your health can quietly become dangerous. In this video, I will reveal 6 common fruits, from bananas to mangoes, and explain why eating them at the wrong time can put your brain at serious risk. If you care about protecting your memory, your independence, and your life, please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment saying yes if this topic concerns you. I used to believe that bananas were one of the safest fruits, especially for older adults. They're soft, easy to digest, rich in potassium, and gentle on the stomach. But because they're so familiar, bananas have become a perfect example of what I call a healthy misunderstanding. Did you know that when a banana becomes overripe, with black spots on the peel and a rich, sweet flavor, its glycemic index, or GI, can spike to a level close to that of white bread? That means your blood sugar can surge within just 30 minutes of eating it, especially on an empty stomach. For those over 60, this is a warning that should not be overlooked. As we age, the body's ability to regulate potassium, insulin, and blood pressure gradually declines. The kidneys slow down, blood vessels weaken, and when blood sugar spikes simultaneously elevate potassium levels and blood pressure, the central nervous system becomes more vulnerable than ever. And if you thought bananas were surprising, the next fruit may spike your blood sugar even faster, even with just a small handful. That fruit is grapes. Grapes, those small, sweet, refreshing fruits, often seen as the perfect snack, are actually one of the silent culprits I warn my patients to be most cautious about. Why? Because grapes are essentially pure sugar wrapped in a natural skin. A handful of red or green seedless grapes, especially hybrid varieties bred to be extra sweet, consist mainly of glucose and fructose, 2 simple sugars that are absorbed extremely quickly. When you eat grapes, especially on an empty stomach, this sugar rushes into your bloodstream within minutes, causing an unexpected blood sugar spike. In younger individuals, the body responds swiftly by releasing insulin to regulate blood sugar levels. But after the age of 60, insulin response slows down, blood vessels become more fragile, and this sudden surge in glucose can trigger effects you might not even notice until it's too late. Inside the tiny blood vessels that supply the brain, excess sugar can cause low-grade inflammation, microscopic swelling, and damage to the vessel walls. When the body detects this damage, it responds by forming tiny clots to patch the injury. At first, these clots are small and symptomless, but if this process happens repeatedly, one of those clots may travel to the brain and cause a blockage, leading to a stroke or a transient ischemic attack, TIA. If grapes were already surprising, just wait until I tell you about a sweet tropical fruit that can affect your blood's ability to clot without you even knowing it. That fruit is pineapple. Pineapple, a tropical fruit known for its sweet, fragrant taste and often enjoyed as a light dessert after dinner, can pose a hidden danger for older adults. The first thing you need to know is that pineapple contains a natural enzyme called bromelain. In small amounts, bromelain can be beneficial. It helps digest protein, reduces mild inflammation, and supports stomach function. But if you consume large amounts of pineapple, especially fresh pineapple after dinner, and are also taking blood-thinning medications or drugs that affect clotting, such as aspirin, clopidogrel, or warfarin, bromelain can thin your blood too much. At that point, the risk is not a clot, but bleeding. And in severe cases, that includes internal bleeding, even in the brain. But that's not all. Pineapple is also high in sugar and has a high glycemic index, causing blood sugar to rise quickly after eating, especially at night, when your body's metabolism naturally slows down. And did you know pineapple is also one of the most acidic fruits? For older adults, this acidity doesn't just increase the risk of acid reflux, it can also cause small amounts of stomach acid to reach the airways during sleep, reducing the flow of oxygen to the brain. This type of silent oxygen deprivation has been directly linked, according to multiple studies, to early morning strokes, which are among the most dangerous and hardest to recover from. That's why, if you enjoy pineapple, my advice is this: eat it during the daytime, eat only small portions, and completely avoid it if you are on blood thinners unless your doctor specifically approves. Never eat pineapple right before bedtime, because your brain needs steady, well-oxygenated blood while you sleep, not a late-night shock of enzymes, sugar, and acid. Watermelon, with its bright color, mild sweetness, and nearly 90% water content, has long been seen as the symbol of summer refreshment and ideal hydration. But for older adults, especially those taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, watermelon may have the opposite effect, silently pulling water out of the body rather than replenishing it. As contradictory as it may sound, watermelon is actually a natural diuretic. When consumed in large amounts, especially in the evening, it stimulates kidney activity and increases nighttime urination. This doesn't just interrupt sleep, it can also lead to something far more dangerous: silent dehydration while you sleep. You might not feel anything, but while you're asleep, if your body's dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, flows more slowly, and is more likely to form clots. And this is especially dangerous in older adults, whose blood vessels are already aging, more prone to stiffness, and often affected by medications that alter blood pressure or fluid balance. Thicker blood flowing more slowly during the natural dip in blood pressure at night is a recipe for a morning stroke with no warning signs at all. There is one fruit that is even more praised, known for its high vitamin C content and immune-boosting benefits, but in reality, it can silently interfere with your medications without any warning. That fruit is the orange. Oranges, a symbol of health, freshness, and vitality, are a staple in many American breakfasts. A glass of fresh orange juice, a few orange wedges on the breakfast table, or slices tucked into Christmas stockings by the grandkids, all evoke a sense of sweetness and wellness. But for those over 60, especially individuals taking heart medications, blood pressure drugs, or statins, oranges, and particularly orange juice, can quietly pose a risk that few are aware of. The problem isn't just the sugar content in oranges. The real issue lies in a natural compound called furanocoumarin, which is found in high amounts in citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, and lemons. Furanocoumarins can inhibit the activity of CYP3A4, a key enzyme in the liver responsible for metabolizing many prescription drugs. When this enzyme is suppressed, medications such as antihypertensives, cardiac drugs, statins, and blood thinners are no longer properly broken down. This can lead to two serious consequences. Either the drug becomes too strong, causing dangerous side effects like low blood pressure or arrhythmia,
or it becomes ineffective, allowing the underlying condition to worsen. What's most dangerous is that you might not notice anything until a health crisis occurs. And if orange juice, the symbol of morning sunshine, can pose a hidden threat, you'll be even more surprised by the next fruit, mango, which is sweeter than many desserts and has a direct impact on your liver. Mango, a tropical fruit with vibrant color, rich sweetness, and seductive aroma, is often considered a guilt-free treat. But for individuals over 60, mangoes can pose a silent danger, particularly for those taking blood pressure medications, antiarrhythmics, or statins. The first concern is this: mangoes are extremely high in natural sugars. 1 cup of ripe mango can contain nearly 45 grams of sugar, more than a large glazed donut. When consumed, especially on an empty stomach or after dinner, this sugar load can cause a rapid spike in blood glucose. In older adults whose insulin response is slower, this elevated sugar can linger in the bloodstream longer, triggering inflammation in blood vessel walls, particularly the delicate arteries that supply the brain. But it doesn't stop there. Mango also contains a natural compound called mangaferrin. It may sound harmless, but mangaferrin has been shown to influence liver enzyme activity, particularly the cytochrome P450 family. This enzyme system is responsible for metabolizing many prescription medications, including those used for heart disease, blood pressure regulation, cholesterol control, and arrhythmia management. When this enzyme system is disrupted, medications may not be properly broken down and eliminated. Instead, they can accumulate in the bloodstream, increasing the risk of drug toxicity, sudden drops in blood pressure, or acute arrhythmias. These events can be especially dangerous if they occurred during sleep or early in the morning, times when the body is already more vulnerable to stroke.
The takeaway here isn't that mangoes are bad. The real lesson is this: at this stage of life, even healthy foods must be understood in relation to how your body functions and where its limits lie. Now that we've gone through 6 common fruits, from bananas to mangoes, you might be asking yourself, so is fruit still a good choice? We'll explore that answer in the final section, where I'll help you see clearly how to eat fruit the right way to protect your brain, your heart, and your independence every day.
After walking through these 6 familiar fruits, bananas, grapes, pineapple, watermelon, oranges, and mangoes, you may feel surprised, even overwhelmed, because for years we've been told that fruit is always a healthy choice. And that's true, but only if you're in your 20s or 30s. Once you cross into your 60s, everything inside your body starts to change. Your kidneys work more slowly, your liver metabolizes less efficiently, your blood vessels become more fragile, and your ability to regulate blood sugar and blood pressure is no longer what it used to be. What once helped you may now work against you, if eaten at the wrong time, in the wrong quantity, or while you're taking certain medications. The message here is not that you need to give up fruit. Quite the opposite. Fruit remains an essential part of a healthy diet, but you need to eat it more wisely. Choose fruits that match your age and health status. Eat them during the daytime rather than at night. Reduce portion sizes, and always pair them with a source of protein or healthy fat to slow sugar absorption. And if you're taking any prescription medication, especially blood thinners, statins, or blood pressure medications, be sure to talk to your doctor before making any fruit a daily habit. Aging is not the end of health. It can be the beginning of a longer, stronger, and more mindful life. This stage of life holds the potential for vitality, clarity, and longevity, if you learn to truly listen to your body and take the right actions at the right time. And if today you've discovered something new, something that changed how you see a habit you once thought was healthy, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, because the knowledge that protects your brain and heart might just protect someone else's too.